Hi guys, my name is Crystal and welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome old subscribers, welcome new. If you like my videos, please press the like button and please do subscribe. Alexa, what's the time please?
It's 3:42 p.m.
3:42 p.m. About 2 minutes ago, a delivery driver rang my buzzer and the parcel was not for me. I actually did a video previous to this and it didn't tape properly. And I was talking about my Amazon boots that I'm expecting. Try before you buy. So Amazon have deals where you can try clothes and shoes etc. out before you buy them for a week. And I was talking about that on a previous video and it cut off. An advert came off and completely cut my video out while I was speaking. And it was really weird because about a couple of minutes after that, this delivery guy in a grey hat rings my buzzer and the parcel's not for me. It's for a lady called Romany. And I'm Crystal Alice. I'm not Romany, so he rang the wrong buzzer. Which it doesn't matter, that's happened many times before. The drivers, if they can't get an answer from someone's buzzer, they'll ring somebody else's and you let them in. That's what I do anyway. Right. So last Saturday I was in London from 12:20. I left my flat, got to London, it must have been nearly 1 o'clock, and I was in London all day last Saturday. Yesterday I was out round my mum's from 11 to about 5, and I'd come back and I noticed that my lights had come down. A string of lights, 2 strings of lights had been like pulled down. So I don't know if Max and Nikki, my tortoiseshell, were having a field day and playing about and jumping about, but I noticed that my lights had been pulled down and my sofa had come a long way away from the wall. So I don't know what my animals were doing yesterday. I don't like leaving my pets for a long time. I don't like leaving my flat unattended for a long time. And I think I'm going to purchase some cameras, some small security cameras off of Amazon and get them connected to the living room, the bedroom and the bathroom and the hallway. Because you never know. So basically I went out at 2 o'clock this afternoon to take Max out for a walk. And I went downstairs, there was a parcel for next door, the lady next door, because I'm expecting a pair of boots, so you look, okay. So I'm going to go into my Amazon account, and they might not even been sent out yet. So, 2 o'clock I left the building, I went down the stairs, and I went out and I walked right across the road and straight up to the Rochester Riverside field. I didn't walk all the way along round the riverside. It has got a lot colder, but the sun has been out and it felt warmer when I was outside, so it was okay. Got Max onto the field, didn't see anybody at all, so I walked around the muddy field with my Wellington boots on, with my grey hat on. Funnily enough. So the person that's rung my buzzer had a grey hat on and it was a bloke. So I went out this afternoon dressed like this because it's cold outside. So I had my hair like this, my glasses on, my dark blue coat and my Wellingtons. And I walked onto the field, nobody on there. And then I saw this football that was white and pink and it said Qatar 2022. So I kicked the football about a bit and played about with Max. I couldn't see anybody else on the field at all. And I left it where it was because it might have been somebody's football that they'd left or lost or whatever. So I walked her around. Then I saw this gentleman with a beanie hat on, similar to mine, and a dark jacket, wandering around where I've taken photos before of the boats and the bits, because the fence is down. And he was wandering around where the fence is broken by the water and sitting on the wall. So I walked past him that way. Then a lady came on with a hat similar to mine with a dog. And then I walked off slowly off the field past the co-op. And somebody went, just ignored it. Carried on walking. A black car was coming up with KP number plate, KP. Then I turned round the Rochester Riverside and there was a number plate with DT. Derek Trower was my father. Big capital D, big T, DT was my father's initials, Derek Trower. Walked down the alleyway, walked right round the back, and then I got into my flats. But as I was coming to my flats, there was some peculiar behaviour on a balcony. It was like a kid was opening and shutting the door and going, and I could hear laughing and dog barking. And I just thought, is that really necessary? I'm not saying they waited till I come back to make a nuisance of themselves, but it didn't sound normal. You know what I mean? So I came into my flat feeling a bit deflated and a bit pissed off. And I'm trying to get myself into a good, happy mood and not get depressed, because I watched the news this morning where a ginger-haired girl with a really freckled face, she's younger than me because I'm 54, she looked about like 30, was having trouble getting through to the mental health services, the suicide line or something. So she had short cropped ginger hair. And she was a lot younger than me, and they're talking about people not being able to get through to the suicide line. The suicide prevention line or something like that. So I watched that. So they're overrun, these charity lines for like suicide are overrun apparently. So I was watching the news this morning. And I saw the ginger-haired lady with freckles all over her face talking about, they were talking about Maudsley Hospital. Maudsley Hospital is a mental health hospital in London that my mum Jennifer was put into. My mum went to Maudsley Hospital. My mother Jennifer was actually a patient of Maudsley Hospital in London, not me. My mother was. And obviously Derek Trower was Jennifer Trower's husband. Derek Trower was my dad, my father. And my mother suffered domestic abuse from my father Derek. And because of the domestic abuse, she suffered mental health problems. Because when you are beaten, and she's made allegations that my dad raped her, you suffer mental health illness. It's not funny. It's not something to laugh about and make fun of women that have been beaten by men. It's not funny. She had to go to Maudsley Hospital because when you are suffering domestic violence, your mental health can go down the chute. Men beat you, they sexually destroy you, they financially control you, and they destroy your dignity and your pride by using sex as a weapon. Also, if you've got children, they can report you to social services and have your children taken away from you, knowing full well that they're the perpetrator and you're the victim. And these men con social services into believing that you are the nutty fruitcake when they're the one that have been committing domestic violence and abuse on you. And more people and services should be aware that there are con artists and tricksters and child abusers that trick children off of their wives and girlfriends because they are sexual predators. And they con social services, etc., to believing that that you are the perpetrator when they are. And, you know, social services and doctors, etc., need to be aware that some men can be really good con artists and convince social services, doctors, etc., that you're mad when they want your children off of you so they can be predators. So I'm just making people aware that my poor mother attended Maudsley Hospital, and I went to visit my mother in these institutions, and I witnessed my father hitting my mother as a child, and I knew she wasn't lying, but my father would tell authorities that my mother was telling lies so that he could mess around with me while my mum was in hospital. And I do despise people laughing at the way women look when they've been beaten and destroyed and made to act as a man's slave in the bedroom department as well as in the kitchen. Okay? It's not funny. The school must have known what was going on with me, being so quiet and going into the showers with my underwear on. But instead they humiliated me in front of other schoolgirls, the teachers. Right. So a lot of people, when they don't want the truth to come out, will try and ruin you, blacken your name, say you're something that you're not, to hide the truth. And I'm fully aware of it. And I won't stop fighting until the very end. Right? It doesn't matter to me what other people think about my sexuality. You know, whether I'm a male or a female is irrelevant. You know, abuse is no. No, it doesn't matter what gender you are, what sexual orientation you are, what colour you are. It's not okay to bully. It's not okay to abuse. And it's not funny. So I had a guy ring my buzzer for somebody else's parcel called Romany, and my name is Crystal. And my dad, Derek, has been dead since August 2021. I'm going to say this once and once only. I'm female. I'm 54. I'm heterosexual. I've had 4 children. I am not homosexual because I'm a woman. So if I did like same sex, you would call me a lesbian, but I'm in fact a heterosexual female. My skin colour is white. I have an unusual first name, but it doesn't make me a different colour. It doesn't make me a different person. I'm going to get on with the rest of my day. I'm just shocked at the level of abuse and the bullying that goes on in this world. It's just flipping disgusting. You know, and if we teach our children to bully, to hate, and to be nasty and violent, this world is going to get worse, considerably worse. You don't teach children to shout abuse. You don't teach children to be horrible, because that's not parenting. I know some parents teach their children to steal for them. So the children act as like picking packages up for the parent and things. And children that are used and mistreated bully other children. They do, they take it out on other children. So you know, I'm not going to say anything else. I'm going to get on with the rest of my day, right? But if you feel that you want to take your anger and your abuse out on me, at least you're not doing it to someone else. See you later.